Leah Remini is the kind of woman who doesn't just walk into a room. She takes it over with a force that feels magnetic, because everything about her presence radiates strength, allure, and unapologetic authenticity that very few can carry with such ease. And while most people first fell for her charm when she lit up the screen as Carrie Heffernan on The King of Queens, her impact has stretched far beyond sitcom success, showing the world that she was never meant to be limited by one role or anyone else's expectations, and that refusal to conform is exactly what makes her unforgettable, because she embodies a balance most people can only dream of. Fierce yet feminine, bold yet graceful, unfiltered yet captivating, and her rise from her Brooklyn roots where her street-smart, raw personality was sharpened to becoming one of the most recognized faces in Hollywood has always been about one thing: being real, never pretending to be anything she's not. And that same fire is reflected in her daring fashion choices, whether she's stepping out in stockings, pantyhose, tights, lingerie, heels, or miniskirts that cling to her figure and demand attention. But what sets her apart is that it's never about desperately chasing trends or trying too hard. It's about wearing exactly what she wants with an energy that declares she owns her story. And that resonates with fans who see in her a woman who will never shrink herself for approval. Because Leah Remini dresses as a declaration of her independence, her femininity, and her unapologetic spirit, making every outfit, whether a silky lingerie set, a body-hugging bodysuit, or sheer fishnet tights, feel less like a fashion statement and more like a powerful declaration of identity. And the world saw her fearlessness on an entirely new level when she walked away from Scientology and chose to speak her truth despite enormous pressure, proving she wasn't just a star but also a fighter, a voice for the silenced, and that resilience bleeds into everything she does, even her fashion, because every bold choice screams that she's unshakable. And in her 50s she redefines what sex appeal really means, proving that confidence doesn't fade with age. It sharpens into something even more magnetic. And this evolution makes her a role model for countless women who look to her as living proof that you don't have to play small to be admired. You can embrace every stage of life with power, grace, and fire. And her fans don't just admire her beauty, they admire the message she carries, that self-expression is not only a right but a form of empowerment. And when Leah steps onto a red carpet in sky-high stilettos or posts a bold photo in silk lingerie, it isn't about begging for attention. It's about celebrating herself and showing that a woman's worth is not defined by others but by the way she chooses to live her truth. And what makes her stand out even more is that Leah doesn't let clothes define her. She defines the clothes, turning every outfit into a continuation of her story of independence, whether it's dripping with old-school glamour or sparkling with edgy modern sass. And that ability to merge raw authenticity with pure allure is what sets her apart in an industry full of stars trying to stay relevant by copying others. Because Leah isn't copying anyone. She's writing her own rules, and that's why her confidence feels different, real, and lasting. And when you think about what makes her unforgettable, it's not only her acting legacy or her activism, it's the way she carries herself through every era of her life with boldness, fire, and unapologetic femininity. Because Leah Remini doesn't just survive in Hollywood. She thrives as a statement, a living embodiment of what it means to own your power, embrace your beauty, and never apologize for being yourself. And Star Buzz can tell you this much. When Leah walks into the spotlight, she doesn't just show style, she shows strength, making it clear that she isn't here to blend in with the crowd, she's here to stand out, inspire, and remind the world that real allure comes not from what you wear but from the energy you project. And Leah's energy is pure electricity, the kind that only grows stronger with time, turning her into not just a star but an icon, the type of woman whose story will keep inspiring generations to come because she represents a truth so many try to hide, that the most powerful thing you can ever be is unapologetically yourself.